Good morning and welcome to another edition of Daybreak Africa on KAFTAN television. My name is Miracle Odunayo.
Yeah, good morning. My name still remains Joshua Adeji. You're welcome once again to Daybreak Africa from our studio in Ondo State, which happens to be the sunshine state of Nigeria. Huh.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It seems to be raining everywhere in the southwest.
Yes.
I sent someone on travels over to Lagos, and the way it's very heavy here, it's very heavy around there too. Yeah, even down to Ogun State and Co. That was even yesterday. Even yesterday's one was terrible, then today's one is, you know, this mangrove rainforest and all those kind of things. I think I have to go back to geography classes and all those kind of things. But then, this rain is doing a lot of things. And I think I saw the flood recently in Adabawa and all that. And I think I had to tell some of my friends who are in the farming industry that, hey,
just take a chill pill.
Not even take a chill pill. Now it's time to be very proactive. Beware of your plants, your harvest, because we are getting closer to the harvesting period now. So definitely, so that we'll not be hearing stories that there's food inflation again in the country, because I don't want to hear that story again. Because as we speak, the hunger that is tearing people now.
Honestly,
no, to be very sincere with ourselves.
People are hungry out there.
People are very
very
for someone like Chimamanda, now this is not even political. This is not political score points.
Okay.
I don't think there is middle class in this country again.
No, I don't think there is. Is that you are rich or you're poor?
And that poor, there's a point where there was a time I was with friends and with some of the friends and all those kind of things. And I used to believe, okay, not everybody has issues with loan apps, the loan sharks and all that. And I just saw a friend of mine just receiving calls. Because this is a friend I felt, this
person get level now.
And the guy was, I just had to ask him a question. I said, what's up? They owe these people money? Because I've had an episode with them once before, so that was some years back. And my friend said, you won't believe this. When he narrated the story, I was like,
everybody's going through one thing or the other at the moment. And honestly, it's not easy out there.
It boils down to majorly inflation, because the truth is that someone earning 400,000 as at, let's say, 2010, maximum their salary increase has happened is close to maybe 600,000, 700,000. But the inflation is not commensurate to
what you're earning.
Because as at 2010, you could still buy a bag of rice for, let's say, 7,000, 6,000 and all those kind of things. Today you're buying it for close to 70, 80,000. And aside from that, though we know your family doesn't eat bag of rice, are you not eating bag of rice every month. But then, aside from bag of rice, a lot of things skyrocketed in
because you're not just eating rice, you're eating other stuff
even
too.
Spaghetti then, spaghetti, no matter the brand you buy,
120, 100 naira.
What was 120? We bought spaghetti 17 naira. We bought spaghetti 50 naira.
You can imagine.
Hell in this. Now, that same spaghetti now you're buying 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,1. You don't understand. So gas, the money I used
don't even talk about gas. That one they vex me past. That gas one that I used to feel.
I don't understand how that gas happens, because the money I used to fuel gas as at 2018.
What you used to fuel 6 kg is what we use for 2 kg now.
Right now, like 2
honestly,
kg.
no.
So sometimes I just began to look at it like, wow, these times are so.
Why are we talking about gas? What about the cylinder? Cylinder even costs way more than what you used to fix.
I heard the price of. I was recently we had one other gas this thing. I thought, this one is already leaking. Let's go get new. Let's get it. Okay. I first told her, let us go get a new one. Because I remember that when I bought 6 kg, as at 6 kg of gas as at 20. This was not even a long time ago. 2019. I bought that 6 kg, and as at that time it was 6,000.
6,000, because 6, I remember it was like
6,500, 7,000. Yes. Like the price of
exactly, I remember.
When she told me the price, I was saying 30 something for 3 kg, 30 something thousand. Why?
How?
In a space of, you ask yourself questions like, why is it this high? And no one is saying anything. You don't get to hear anything logical. Truthfully, I know that the markets are saying prices based on what they intend to, and I'm really feeling to tell people that if we buy it ourselves and we hit ourselves, there will be nothing to sell again at the time, because the purchasing power of people is very low. So many of the times people are going on to loan sharks, loan apps, collecting loan from bank, loan from this, just to survive. So it's a very terrible time actually. But
it is where God will see us through.
It's not that God will see us through. We ourselves need to look for it, because it's not God that will tell someone that is
being wicked and strict with increasing prices. Exactly.
In some states, like Ondo State, let's be very sincere with ourselves. I think the government of Ondo State need to do something about it.
The market women?
Not just the market women. Most traders in Ondo tends to want to gain
much more.
400% per product they are selling. It's terrible. That same yesterday that I was talking about, at the park where they were to take Lagos, the bus to Lagos, and I was hearing someone telling me for car is 12,100. For bus where they are going to park you like Sunday is 10,100. I'm like, really? I had to tell the person, break down your journey. Go first to Ore. Though it wasn't safe, but he's a guy, you understand? Go down to Ore. Ore from Ondo to Ore was 1.5. So when they got to Ore, at Ore, they were even begging her, him actually, with 4,000, 5,000 to Lagos.
To Lagos.
And just this same Ondo, and I asked myself a question. That same yesterday, a friend of mine wanted to buy a product, one of these kitchen equipment, 65,000 in Ondo. And when she checked online for other places, 40,000 we are talking about. So
I think Ondo in particular, something should be done, honestly. It's
there are some states like that
encouraging.
Actually. It's not encouraging. So
Not
we need
encouraging.
to work on that. But then we'll look at some other things today, not actually this particular topic. Maybe on that day we'll talk about this aggravated inflation and all that. But then let's take the reports for the day. After the reports, we'll come back straight to our discustions for today. So please stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the show. Genuineness is still Daybreak Africa, and yes, it's time to go straight back into our discussions in the actual sense. And today we're looking at one of the most trending topics in Nigeria. Actually, looking at the one-term presidency as claimed by some of the aspirants of the coalition party. Many of them are trying to contest for the presidency, talking about the fact that they will just do one term. And though many people have talked about the fact that maybe they're just trying to adjust and align themselves with whatever will make them actually get the ticket, looking at the fact that the West, that is the South, the South still has 4 years to spend. That's after 2027. During this old phase, then the North takes another 8 years and all that. So everybody wants to fit into that plan at this particular time to ensure that, okay, they can get the ticket from the coalition against maybe a Northern candidate and all those kind of things. And yeah, we'll be looking at the genuinity of this particular statement by these aspirants in the actual sense. We saw Peter Obi even make a post about it recently, talking about the fact that like Nelson Mandela, who happens to be the only leader in Africa that actually spent 4 years in power, he intends to spend just 4 years as well, because he feels that 4 years is enough to do whatever you want to do for Nigeria. You don't need much time to do whatever you feel like you need to do for the country Nigeria at this particular time. But we'll be looking at the genuinity of this statement and a whole lot of things, because it's a very trending topic on social media if you go on social media. To discuss with us today, actually, we have with us a political analyst in the studio. He's also a tech entrepreneur, actually, in the person of Samson Fadele. Welcome to the show, Samson.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
But then we have to look at this very particular issue. Let me start with this. Do you think 4 years is actually enough, like they claim, for someone to actually logically use in the presidential system like we practice in Nigeria?
Okay. So to approach that, let us approach that from the side of history. You know, what was achievable in Africa before
the colonial masters.
arrival of all this. You see, in Africa, we used to have the monarchical system of government. And as at that time, you know, different regions were ruled by kings. And these kings, when they come, they have come. And they rule till the end of time. And until they are diminished, new person does not come. And you will discover that the Africa of that time was a very stable Africa.
African country, yeah.
Like there was stability. Superiority was clearly understood by the hierarchy. Once there is a very superior king, every other kings under them, they pay homage. That's the system of government. Respect. And everything is there. Now, there is longevity. There is stability. Now, Africa, we have the system and we have expectation from the system, such that whatever it is you are going to do as a king, it doesn't matter how new or recent you are, you cannot deviate from what
that system
has been the norm. Yoruba will say, Láyé Olúgbọ́n, it was like this. Láyé Àrẹ̀sà, it was like this. You can't change it in your own time because there is an expectation. There is a pathway to follow. It has been laid down. That's what is called system. It's system. You can, some things are not expected of you. And some things are expected, you have to do them. Once you step into power as a king in Africa, a lot of things are in place to ensure that you perform your function and to the best of your ability. If you refuse to do what is expected of you, there's always consequence.
Sharp. Immediately, you see people just coming to you.
And most of the time, it means life. Yes, a lot of kings are to die before their time because they refuse to follow the laid down rules
and patterns and system.
That time, impeachment was not an option. You have to go for a new king to come. They understood that perfectly. But when colonialism and every other thing came, a new system of government was introduced to us. Now, it came with its problem. Instability is one of them. Like I said, 4 years can prove a point. But stability cannot be achieved in 4 years. So if you are coming to say, you will do this, you will do that, fine, you can do them. But the challenge is what happens after you leave office. Those things, will they be sustained? That's where the stability is. If you are able to provide a direct solution to a particular problem, that solution which was deemed to be perfect for that particular problem, will it be the solution the next government will use when they come? I mean, they will come with their own idea or agenda. Now, change of government is not the problem. Disruption in the agenda is the issue. Discontinuity is why Nigeria is where it is today. So it does not even matter whether you spend 2 terms. Whatever it is you are doing, it goes with you. And whoever is coming next. So in the real sense of it, 4 years, which is 1 term, is just to prove a point that I have capacity to grow economy. I will take the economy to the fastest growing. Yes, Yaradua did it. It was growing during his time. Jonathan did it. We had the largest and the fastest growing economy in Africa as at that time. When Buhari came, we went back to number 5 or 6 because he was not able to continue.
From what Jonathan was doing.
That's where the problem is. Imagine that immediately Jonathan left, there was a continuity of what those guys were doing to keep Nigeria at that pace of being the largest economy and the fastest growing economy. Do you know the pace? Now, we went back to being number 5. The new government is trying to now bring us to number 4, then to number 3. So now, we used to be ahead of Egypt, South Africa. Now we are contending with Morocco for 3rd place. So that's why I said, proving a point is possible in the space of 4 years. But you see, stability, it takes a very long time.
So let's talk about the genuinity of this whole thing happening.
Okay.
Do you think they're actually serious about it, or do you just think it's just political trick to just make people vote for them?
Let me enter from this perspective. Have you, like, in any way, taking politicians in this country, like, 100% taken by their words?
So you are saying the people
Buhari said 1 term. Buhari was crying on television. He said 1 term was enough.
Fashola said the same thing too.
Yes. Fashola said whoever spends 4 years and still asking for is a failure.
He said Odunayo is a person.
Yes.
Lagos wanted him.
When Fashola was minister, I think he was there
twice. 8 years, yeah.
So you think the statement is not genuine?
Forget the statement. Forget the statement. It does not matter who is making this statement.
Aisha Yusufu was even saying she can confirm that Peter Obi is being genuine. That he has said it before.
The genuinity at this point is not the problem. Priorities change.
True.
Because you see, time and chances, they are different things. There might be time and there might not be chance. But when chances come, chances can buy you more time. Buhari never said he was coming back. He came back, and 2019 still came back. And nobody did anything.
You didn't even give a statement on this.
You cannot go back to say, Baba Shebi, you said, no. You get what I'm saying now? So, whatever it is they are saying it because maybe they mean it now, but they might have reason later not to mean it again. You get what I'm saying? They might mean actually in the real sense. They might mean it now. But when they get there, like I said, priorities change. No leader comes with the mind of, you get, it's when they get there, a lot of things could be responsible. Maybe they felt like they have unfinished jobs and they need to perfect it before they go. Some people are even like, maybe because of the opportunities attached to the position, and they feel like
they want to hold on to it.
I can't just leave. Now, power
itself corrupts.
It's enough to say, for where you get. So all those things, that's why I said sometimes priorities change. I will not believe that somebody, especially a Nigerian politician, is saying 4 years is enough and you forget about it. Yes, if he means it now, he will not mean it later. That's the truth. That's the basic truth. The issue is, but for me, I believe that you can prove a point within 4 years, but you cannot bring stability in 4 years. Let me give you an example.
So how long will it take to bring stability?
It takes forever. Stability is not something you come by. Stability in economy is different from stability in security. It's different from stability in power. It's different from stability in, several other aspects. Youth development, women development, children, this, welfare, and stuff like that. There needs to be development all around that. It takes time.
Could this be the reason why many times political leaders in Nigeria try to influence whoever becomes their successor? Like if you look at Lagos now, the system of Lagos, we see that Lagos as a stable system.
Yes.
All because of the fact that
it's still being ruled by a
Tinubu,
figure.
Yes. The Tinubu figure to Fashola.
They're still following the same footsteps.
Patterns.
Yes. Now, let me explain something to you. Let's take Yaradua as an example. Within the short period, 2 years, Yaradua was able to prove different points. One, he was able to prove that Nigeria is governable. He was able to prove that even as an Hausa person, he was able to ensure stability in the South. That guy was able to prove that Nigeria is sufficient in a lot of ways and that we had enough. You get? This was somebody who looked at lecturers and he felt like they are underpaid. Sorted them. He believed a lot of things could be done. And he did them. He didn't just talk about them. He did them while he was alive. That's proving points. But after him, what next? Stability. Where is it?
I was even thinking Jonathan will continue from the 7-point agenda.
The 7-point agenda, if that guy had waited, that guy had Vision 2020.
Yeah, true.
The span of his government will not reach 2020. But imagine that we had Yaradua for a longer time. After proving those points, he would have brought a lot of stability.
But then, there's something about Nigerian politics, which I think even that is why many of this coalition are making this statement. Many in the coalition, Amechi, Obi, though they call Jonathan, though we know Jonathan cannot, that one is sacrosanct. He can't do more than 4 years.
I'm not even expecting Jonathan
because
he
wants to contest again because you look fresher.
Jonathan had made this point.
You look fresher even out of government. The stress will wound you. Though I know that coming for your second term, which you know that is the final 4 years you want to spend, you could be more ruthless with some things.
What else do you think Jonathan will do that he has not done?
That's another truth. But then let's
what
else do we think he can do?
Jonathan will come.
I never see him do
that he
much.
has not done.
We know Jonathan or the Jonathan. We already know what is going to happen from time.
So,
but then looking at this, you know the way our democracy plays out in Nigeria,
yes.
And this thing whereby we do, even especially since the time we've been practicing this full-blown democracy from 1999, we know whenever the Southerner is there, the Northerner complain, oh, he's not doing fine, he's not doing well, this, that. If the Northerner is there, you begin to hear secession shout from the South, it's bad, it's this, it's that. This dividing line between the North, the South, the North, the South. And many of the times we all know vividly well that this things seems to sabotage and seems to influence, affect, to a point that even from the same party, we witnessed how this transition from Tinubu, from Buhari to Tinubu. There are some projects of Buhari right now that Tinubu is never talking about it. Look at the Siemens deal that they signed, which is supposed to be for the power sector. Till tomorrow, I don't know what's happening. This is 2025, the year it's supposed to have been completed. Yeah. And in 2025, we're not seeing anything about it. But
Siemens is gone.
It's gone. But the same Tinubu had this kind of, he enjoyed this kind of thing in Lagos, where even after his tenure, his projects are still going on with Fashola. After Fashola's projects, Ambode took it up. After Ambode's project, we can see what Sanwo-Olu is doing. Sanwo-Olu has done almost a vital thing that, and we all know vividly well, if they continue in the way they have been continuing, because we know Sanwo-Olu is leaving reins now, the next person that might come in, that is if maybe Chinedu doesn't, sorry, I said Chinedu, Rhodes Vivo doesn't come into power, then definitely, if it's someone still from that system, the body loan system, we know definitely well, it's still going to continue from there, and that is what Lagos State is enjoying currently. Now, do you think Nigeria can ever get to that point where, looking at these divides, a thing like this can ever, like proper continuity of projects?
You see, like I said the other time, system is the root of stability. You know, I cited the example of, the African society before the arrival of all these stuff. You see, the reason why it was easier that time for the governance was easier at that time was because of the kind of government they practice. Is stable. Now, there's blueprint. The blueprint Olugbo followed, the same blueprint Aresa followed. The same blueprint you must follow. You can't do otherwise. You get? You cannot. There are specific family for specific roles.
Totally true. And Nigeria, we are blessed with that actually. Everybody has their...
There is organization, there is hierarchy. Such that when somebody leaves a position, the next person is
already knows that.
The family to feel they know. Nobody needs to fight. No election is required. You are just coming. And you are expected to hold the position of your forefathers. And you cannot
and never
soil the name of your forefathers because it will be in record. Until we have gotten to that point where we begin to see the project Nigeria, we will not be able to attain that stability. You see, everybody is coming with agenda. Meanwhile, Nigeria should be the agenda. You cannot just come with a 7-point agenda, Vision 2020, this one. Nigeria, that's what happens in the United States. Everybody, they know where they are going. The marine, every sector, security sector, every sector, they know exactly what and where they are going. All you need to do is come and approve and let things go. Majority, vast majority, except for a few things, vast majority of what their governance entails is mapped out already. It doesn't matter who is coming in, whether Democrat or Republican. What you will do is there. So it is only few on the surface that you just be touching as the president. The real presidency is the system of the United States of America. That's what runs the United States. Go back to the UK. They have monarchy. Then their democracy is partial, where the prime minister reports directly to the monarch in charge. The monarch is the symbol of stability in the whole of United Kingdom. They cannot do otherwise. That throne is marked for specific roles. And whoever is in charge is in charge. And whoever is coming as the prime minister cannot work against whoever is in charge. You feel me now? So stability, because of the diversity we have in Nigeria, we might not, on the long run, be able to achieve a common stability.
All because of, is it, why are you saying, is it because of our the way we are structured?
Our structure does not support that kind of government. You see, Africa, we need to come to the understanding that we are different. We are peculiar people. We need special ways to solve our, special problems that are peculiar to us. How many tribes are there in the United States?
Well, they have tribes, but not much.
Now, how many of them are there in
large numbers?
The United Kingdom? All of them speak almost the same language.
Yeah,
they have almost the same culture. They have almost everything in common. We do not.
Nigeria is...
The whole of Africa, we do not. If you look at the problem we have in Nigeria, they have almost the same.
Across all African countries.
Look at Cameroon, Francophones, Anglophones, they kill each other, they fight on land, on this, on that. So we need to come to the understanding that we cannot achieve a stability of a central source with this diversity, but we can unify based on separate stability.
So the heads of those separate stability.
I am stable, she's stable, he's stable. Then we bring the stability together. And that's what will make us one. You see, that's exactly what they do in the United States. Every state is stable on its own. You know, they have different laws.
Different laws, yeah.
In different states that governs, but yet they are still united. They have central laws, but each state, because of their own peculiarity, they have to come down to their level to say, okay, oh, this one is an exception for this place because you people are different. But in this place, no. Some states in the United States allows abortion because they want to control population. Some people, they don't even have enough already. Abortion is a sin. Yeah, if you abort, you face the consequences. It is what it is. They need stability differently first.
That is peculiar stability.
Yes.
So maybe that's why I do argue with Nigerians that I do argue, okay, you go to the northern part of Nigeria that is actually Muslim dominated, you should know definitely there are some statements you don't make. When you begin to say we belong to Nigeria, a country, one constitution, this
constitution, which constitution, whatever saves you in the West cannot save, might not be able to save you in the North.
Exactly.
So now we need to really go back to the way we were. You see, our forefathers enjoyed governance and the benefit of government than us. Yes.
Because
every region, they decided what happens to them.
The western region, the eastern region, the northern
region. The people that were involved in the political structure of the West, they are all encompassed. In the West, as at that time, the prominent Oni of Ife was part of the political structure. And he was a sitting king.
At the same time.
Yes. So
I don't know why we don't permit monarchs to be involved with our
politics.
Had
direct influence on the decision. These are the closest to the people. They know what their people are facing. You get, as you are like this, the problem that is peculiar to Osun, Oyo, Ondo, Ekiti cannot have a direct solution from Abuja.
So
you have to come to their midst.
You don't even need to be blaming the president for
everything. You see that stability, that one person is not enough to bring the actual stability across that is required. You get, we can have a president, but let each region be able to stabilize itself on its own. Then we can now begin to come and talk about national stability and unity.
Okay, we'll get back to that actually. Let's take a break. After this break, we'll come back from Go Start. After Go Start, we'll definitely return back to our discussion. But then enjoy Go Start. Go Start will teach you a whole lot about what you can do with your business life at this particular time. All right, welcome back to the show. Just joining us in still Daybreak Africa. And yes, I hope you enjoyed Go Start actually. I hope you learned one or two things from Go Start. But then it's time to return back to our discussions for today. We've been looking strictly at the one-term presidency as claimed by many of the coalition in Nigeria. And yeah, we've been talking, and the talk has even taken us to some very peculiar things, especially in our polity in Nigeria. And truthfully, Samson has been taking us on a good ride. And you said something about the fact that stability from within before without.
Yes.
According to the peculiarities of everybody,
yes.
Every zone within the country. Though we know we used to have 3 regions then, but with the way things are now, I think we'll definitely need like just 6 geopolitical zones with their different leaders across quarters, looking at the peculiarities of how everything have come to play. But then let us look at something, because it's got me thinking. Now, we are saying definitely well that longevity, according to you, is more reasonable.
Yes.
It's going to bring more stability.
Yes.
Because at the first few years, you can only prove a point, you can't really make really impact and all that. Now, looking at it, can we then definitely say that most presidents in Nigeria, especially in this democratic era, we can't really blame them totally for the multiple woes we've experienced at governance level in Nigeria, because they never got to a point of stability?
No, we will blame them. Some people didn't prove point at all. No, we will blame them. Some people were able to prove. I was giving you an example of Yaradua now.
Yeah.
He was able to prove it.
Just within 2 years.
Within 2 years. Some people did not prove point at all. I was telling you that in Nigeria economy was the fastest growing and the largest in Africa.
As a Jonathan, he spent 6 years.
You know, that thing was transferred down.
True.
Because that growth started to come
from Yaradua.
From, in fact, Obasanjo time. That growth was just growing through Yaradua to Jonathan, and we were the largest and fastest growing. So it was not like we were just the largest. It was spiraling up, like skyrocketing. Because some people were trying to prove points that Nigeria is governable, Nigeria is sufficient, Nigeria is capable, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. Until and everything went down from another person. Now, when Buhari came, it was not as if he didn't try. He did. It was just that some of the policies were made to taunt the previous PDP government. You see,
which is not supposed to be.
That's the issue. Now, PDP had continuity like that for almost 16 years.
Yeah, 16. Exactly.
And
16.
They were able to prove points until APC came. And before APC came, you know, there were issues. And so APC was trying to
first stabilize them, begin to
then to now begin to taunt the PDP and begin to prove them wrong. See, there's no point. If we had had a blueprint and APC was able to continue at the pace, making necessary adjustment to get things better, we will not be where we are now. We would have been the largest and the fastest growing economy still. Now we have to compete with Morocco or Algeria for 3rd or 4th position now. It's crazy.
But then could it be that the other African countries actually, because they have more stability? If we're talking about Morocco or Algeria and all those kind of, they have government that is spending a longer time.
Go to Egypt. Egypt.
Yeah, true.
Take them for an example.
No, we know Egypt collected huge loans. If we are being sincere,
leave loans
to build infrastructure.
Leave loans for now. We have loans too, very huge. But where is the result? At least they had result for their own loans. They had infrastructures. Have you been to Egypt recently? You will know
that
these people, they had the stability. So what is different? You get what I'm saying? You see, we need to look into things holistically sometimes for us to get the actual picture of what is happening. That's why I said 4 years, you can prove a point. You can prove that you have the capacity to do it. You can show us that Nigeria is actually governable. You can show us that Nigeria is actually resourceful. You can show us a lot of things. But when you leave,
say goodbye to whatever
the next person coming, how will they be able to, if USA, United States, if they have a dollared president, things would have worked, we still have worked out 70% of the way, because the actual presidency is the system, not the person.
Not the person.
We do not even have system.
And we are still going about.
There are a lot of things you cannot change as the president of America. You don't even have the power.
The system will fight you.
They will to the last. You can't, because the judicial system is fully functional. The legislative is fully functional. Everything is functional. No rubber stamp anywhere. They will fight you with the last drop of their blood. In fact, you are not coming back. Yes. See that your 4 years safe. Maybe finish. They can impeach you and send you back to your house. They have a history of impeachment because it's stepping out of the norms. You get now that system. You see, the presidency go in America is the system. Not forget the person. So the person can only influence few things. And I said, because we are not them, they are not us, we cannot operate just like them. Diversity is supposed to be a strength to us, but as of now, we have not built a system that will make diversity a useful strength for us.
You mentioned earlier that 4 years, you can only prove a point.
Yes.
I would like to know, maybe if for example, if they were elected as the president and they agreed to spend that same 4 years, don't you think that they should just focus on something, so it will not be as if they are just proving a point, but they actually, let's say, okay, this person was there for 4 years and was able to achieve this, and it was good and we love it. Don't you see that just focus on something than just trying to prove a point in every area?
There is no government that will come today and the next thing they will say is, I want to focus on one thing.
Somebody said something and I think it can work. Okay. Maybe if you were elected as president, maybe you want to focus on education.
Okay.
They focus on it. Then the other president coming can
so
focus on road.
So the next president that is coming that will not focus on education, what will happen to the one you have built?
That system will dilapidate.
Every government has to focus on every aspect of governance.
But they can't do that
with you need security to focus on energy.
That's why they have ministers, I think.
You can't leave education to focus on health. You can't leave health to focus on agriculture. Everything has to move. That's what they call growth. You see, your body, the way God made you, everything goes. Your eyes does not wait for your ear to grow first. Everything has to grow. That's what makes up the nation. Education must grow, the agriculture must grow, the earth must grow, everything must grow, security must grow. Because the bigger the country is, the more problem it has, and the more capacity they must build to challenge all their challenges. You get? Now, you cannot say you want to focus on road, though. You build the road and S-men took over, or kidnappers took over. The road you are trying to, for who? Because the road will eventually be useless when the people you built it for cannot even use it. Without security. So you cannot, there's no government that will say, I want to come, this is the only thing I want to do. No, you do everything. Everything needs touch. Because you see, problem to one side of government is problem to every side of government. The reason why we do not have much investors in our economy today is because of security. So how can you be building largest economy and the fastest growing and there's security challenges? You feel me now? So everything works together. You cannot look away from any aspect. It's not possible. You have to focus on it. So you are building a system. Once you are able to build a system that works from this, make it statutory. Until you have tested and proven another system that is better than that one, you cannot remove this one. Yes. You can't.
But then, one of the things I'm looking at here is the fact that recently, I saw the governor of Oyo State suggest a 6-year term, single term, per person. Just know that once you are going there, you're making it over 6 years, just a single term. After you are done, you leave. And all. Now, we know 4 years gives us 8 years.
8 years.
But we know vividly well that the 8 years that we get, we have more of just majorly 4 years of governance.
Yes.
2 years governance per system. Because the remaining 2 years is always more of the political noise. And in that political period, some things begins to happen, which I feel sometimes it could be from the party, it could be from the opposition, where some sabotage, some noises, some of those things begin to transpire, and before we know one thing. So, Shemakini was saying, just 6 years. Once you use your 6 years, go. Do you think that could have worked in a Nigerian system and give us a bit of stability?
If you cannot prove a point in 4 years, you might not be able to prove it in 6.
Knowing fully well you don't need to even vouch for a re-election.
Yes. You see, 4 years is even better. So that if you are giving the country problem, 4 years, they find means to throw you out and bring somebody. Because, you see, if a nation will spiral down for 6 years straight, that was the problem we had when APC came. The spiraling down, they did well in some aspect. But the spiraling down in some major aspect for that period of 8 years affected a lot of things. Now, we're coming from previous problem, but the problem compounded for 8 years straight. Now, trees are falling on each other now. We now have to be lifting. Now, we need to first get out of the last 8 years first.
Let's clear ourselves of the old.
To recover from the last 8 years first. Before we now say, okay, Nigeria, we are back. Okay, what was the problem before
the 8 years?
It's crazy.
But then looking at it, this is a political... now, so definitely you don't believe. Let's even talk about greed of an African politician towards holding on to power. One thing, there are two things you don't grab. Rice or food from the hands of a toddler that has held it tight. You question your strength as a man.
For where?
When they hold it. They hold it and they grab it with full force. And the Nigerian politician holding on to power.
Yes.
If it was, we saw Obasanjo try to include a fourth term.
Yeah.
People talked about the fact that Muhammad Buhari at a particular time of blessed memory was attempting a third term, even though we knew it was just political statement and all that. We didn't really see signs of it. I think that was one of the presidents I feel loved leaving power quicker.
Buhari was almost saying, let me
go. Immediately
after the election, he was just on pilot mode. He was
at some point, the guy was not even trying to prove anything.
He was not active, just there.
Steady speed where we did maybe they run out.
To a very large extent. Now, do you think a Nigerian politician will actually give up
just
power
like
after
that?
those points, knowing fully well that
he
has the capacity to still go another 4 years.
Let's just assume that even the people, if they love him.
I have, at least I've seen that happen. Mandela did it.
In Africa.
Jonathan did it. He just...
Jonathan was not 4 years.
Lost at the polls.
Yes, and he said he was okay. George Weah did that recently. He lost and he went to his house, no time. He did one time. Now, Jonathan could have stayed if he wanted to. Yes. George Weah, if he wanted to, he has
but
the
that would
power
have been a very difficult task.
Yes, he go difficult, but he go stay. You will say everything you want to stay, you know, concern anybody. But you see, when people say we
are tired,
unanimously are saying we don't want you anymore, go to your house. George Weah still stays in his country till now. They said they don't want him anymore. Day in day. Jonathan stays in Nigeria till now. He lost he went to his house. It doesn't make sense. You get a lot of people. I have seen a lot of defections from the governors recently just because they want to retain their seat. It's not because all of them are done so well to deserve the seat again. But because defecting to the ruling party at the federal level is one of the major things that guarantees they are coming back
The assurance that comes with
a lot of states would still have survived if their stupid governors had left earlier. But because there are situations that can ensure that they come back and still continue to be stupid, and they are willing to do all those things, fine. Meanwhile, some other governors have done it who were actually doing well in the recent, and they had to do one or two to retain power, just maybe to complete whatever it is they are doing. It's both ways. Look at Seyi Makinde in Oyo
State. Yeah.
I would have voted that guy if I was from Oyo. I would have voted him again. You know, I told you, I was challenged when I got to challenge. Like,
yeah, you mentioned
I got to challenge. I say, hey, challenge me.
Yes, we all know how challenges
we know
look like. I knew challenge from 1998.
Baba, we know challenge.
99, 2000, 2001.
I was
Ring
impressed. Hey, we know all those places. I was impressed. When I got to Iwo Road, I was impressed. It's not like these things were impossible, no. But a lot of people had governed that state and they didn't see things from that guy's perspective.
No, in fairness to them though, I think if you talk about someone like Ajimobi to a very large extent, the 8 years, Ajimobi was a very good administrator.
He did.
Or blessed
now,
it was
the issue is, most of these things, they would have been good if vast majority had been good. You know, Kogi would have survived some things if the time of Yaya Bello was not that long. I'm telling you.
If it was very short, I think it would have been very better.
Yaya Bello, if they had let Yaya Bello go that first half, not allowing play the second, maybe they would have
balanced up a bit.
But even,
and that was a youth as a governor actually.
Yes. But the issue is, as it is now, even the one there, we don't even know if it's actually different from Yaya Bello itself.
It's his political son.
That's the issue. Now, look at Lagos. Like we said the other time, Lagos has a blueprint because of the structure that was present in Lagos, which actually allowed for continuity. I wouldn't have said Lagos is actually doing well in the real sense of doing well, because considering what Lagos makes and what Lagos does, like in terms of putting infrastructure and governance, they are not, but it's still better.
Way better.
Yes.
Than both.
Because the next person coming here is, you know, is structured towards
that direction.
This is where we were going before you came, and Ogana, that side you go still go. And they were still able to put a lot of things, because it's like they are almost seeing everything with the same lens. That's what stability is about. I'm not saying that system is the most perfect, no. But I'm saying it is better because of the stability attached.
That has brought at least to
Tinubu left, Fashola came. He did what Tinubu would have done if he continued. You get?
Even more.
He left. The next person, Ambode came. He did what Fashola would have done if he continued.
But they gave him just 4 years, and
even with that 4 years, he did what he could.
It was quite good.
When Sanwo-Olu came, he picked up and he did what that guy would have done if he came back the second time. That's what stability is about. Now, compare the Lagos of when Tinubu was there
to the Lagos of now.
If Tinubu has still been there till now, the same thing would have happened. So that's what I'm. So now the governorship of Lagos is the structure. It does not matter who you are, come, but this is what you do.
Already put in place. In fact, everybody going there now, whether it's even from the Bodyland movement or not, you already know that automatically the structure is already
because Lagos has a focus. Now, if Nigeria will have that focus,
like multiple states in Nigeria,
whoever is coming can come. You cannot do beyond or outside what is inside this structure. So maybe the template is what we now need to go back to drawing board and draw and say any governor or president that will do contrary to this one. I'm not talking constitution now. Forget constitution. You get? I'm not talking that one. I'm talking about governance.
Governance, a structural governance. But could this be owed to the fact that Nigerian political parties don't really have ideologies?
You see, the ideological concept of political party in Nigeria is another story on its own. You see, if I begin to delve into that, it will seem like I am in support of one party, I'm not in support of one party. Some parties are people focused, some parties are power focused, some parties are seat focused. As long as we don't
just want to maintain the seats.
May we daddy from top to bottom. We did. Some people, they are frivolous, they are very, very wasteful, but at least at all, the masses are still being considered. We they still over you say shop. Those ones, then they. Now, all this ideology has a way of affecting structures. So, independent of the ideology you are bringing from your party, once you step into this capacity as the president, you cannot do
more than what
against what we have in this place. But do you know there is nobody to enforce
such?
That's the problem we have. In the UK, they have a very reasonable monarchy system to enforce
such kind of
prime minister. You cannot do if you
any policy you know that definitely you will see the review of the monarch, because
there is no policy that they roll out from the political aspect that the monarchy did not give an express approval, and it cannot be against their norms and culture, because there's an institution that governs that. That's why I said we need to go back to that separate stability before we now come to unified stability. Look at the United States. Every of the states, they have their independent stability. Those states will stand as a country if United States decide to break today. They have what it takes to stand as independent countries. If they integrate Canada into the United States today, it will leave being Canada and at the top level, not inside Canada is Canada. The laws these days, because even the United States, all the states do not have the same set of laws. What is acceptable? The law that is able to save you in California might not save you in Texas, because they are different. They have their peculiarity. Their problem was solved individually first
before they go in.
What is good for my people is good for my people. I don't care about if you like good for your people, fine. If it's not good for your people, don't accept it. But once one of your people comes to this, he obeys what we do here. You feel me now? That's the central stability first. There are some things that the governors in some states can do in their state. The governor of some state cannot do that. It is what it is, because they have different blueprints. Their terrain is different, and what they focus on, they are different. And do you know the federal government of the United States, they treat each state with their peculiarities.
All right, so I would like to ask 2 questions.
Okay.
And I want you to answer as a Nigerian.
Okay.
And the number one is...
I'll make it short, please.
Yes.
The answer short.
Just short. I just want to know your perspective as a Nigerian. If we actually agreed for them to go for the 1 term, yes, and if any one of them break the constitution or break the law, what should be the punishment? Then the second one is, do you feel like this 1 term thing should be added to our constitution?
Now, the issue is, before now, the constitution, I do not think constitution stipulated 2 terms. They edited it to stipulate, in fact, they almost edited it to make 3
terms.
And I'm very sure if that had worked, 4 times, 5 times.
By now they will be
on 5th.
Tending towards the 5th time. So you see, that's why I said constitution apart, system Central system apart.
What works for us?
We can edit constitution to say anything. As long as it suits our purpose for the moment. It's a matter of telling the Senate president, make this thing happen. If you don't get issue between two of us. And it goes ahead and makes it happen. From the inception, there was no immunity. Some people just thought about this thing. We not go feel run am without immunity. Oh yeah, choke immunity. Okay, choke immunity. And they choke immunity. So constitution has its own place. But you see the structural stability is different. It's different. Constitution cannot perform that function. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But my point is, Constitution cannot perform that function. That function. Lagos has Constitution. But what is running Lagos is entirely different from the Constitution of Lagos. It's a system set up by somebody. So and that system might eventually last through his lifetime. But after the lifetime,
who knows what else could come up. But so you think the agreement of the fourth time, of the one time actually, can be broken by anybody in the coalition in case?
It is just suiting their purpose, what they want at that
particular time. Yoruba will say, you do not ask for whoever kiss your father until you are holding his sword. Make your own sword first.
Well, thank you, Samson.
Thank you so very much
for the answers and all those kind of things. I think we appreciate this discussion with you. But then it's time to say our goodbyes on this and move straight to sports. And after sports, we'll come back and just finally say our conclusions on Daybreak Africa. But then thanks so much for being a part of this. Really appreciate this discussion. We will still be checking the coalition and what they're actually saying about this whole thing. But then it's time to take sports. After sports, we'll come back and say our goodbyes on Daybreak Africa. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back from that break, and I hope you guys enjoy sports as I did, because this is I'm trying to flow with this.
We are looking for talking stage now.
What do you mean I'm looking for talking stage?
Should we say in a relationship? I've been working out. I took a list of guys recently that you like, both in the office and outside the office. Okay, let's leave that. They will do one time actually. They can do lifetime. Longevity they say brings stability.
And that was a discussion that we had with Samson earlier.
Yeah, that was a discussion with Samson earlier that I think this is the first time I've seen it in that line. Though I'm not very happy with the fact that African presidents spend too long in offices and all those kind of things. I feel once you get to a certain age, it's time for you to go at all. Have people that does the job while you just go rest and all those kind of things. But then I think I understand this point where he talks about the fact that it's because we don't have systems available. But then longevity pays, which to a degree I think I'm beginning to agree with. The longevity pays. I think if we want to enjoy good stability in Nigeria, we should have president that spends maybe 10 years. At least whatever you are building for 10 years should be stable.
Yes.
Though in that period it could be 5 years first and 5 years next. I think that's the same system United States makes use of, 5 years per term. And I think Nigeria should increase their own, maybe 5 years per term too as well.
But not 6 years.
Not 6 years. 6 years would be too long. To be too long, and it gets boring. It gets tiring. I think we play too much. I think we didn't enter that kind of discussion. We played a politics that is quite dirty, quite dirty. That is why sometimes, even if someone is trying to make good strands, because we want to score cheap political points, everybody's just impatient to get the seats. And it's not supposed to be actually. I think everybody should understand the roles they're supposed to play per leadership term in this country. But then it's well to see. Me, I shall know that all those statements all of them are making that we spent 4 years.
So you're saying it's as a political trick, right?
It's a trick. It's a trick. They are not being sincere. That genuineness is not.
But I feel like even if they are sincere, there should be punishment. If you fail to leave after 4 years, there should be punishments for that, because you're not standing by your words.
I won't leave. I won't contest 4 years after. You should sign it like party at the party level, where everybody will sit together and 3 of you are the ones who want to bring up. You guys must sign. You will not spend more than 4 years. And it will be signed, and the whole party will have their view towards it. Even though I know that by the time
they can still change it, they can still amend it.
By the time you get there, it's part of the incumbency now. Once you're there, there's nothing you can do. And anybody that tries to just do anyhow,
you can take the person out.
That's why it's more difficult to actually win anybody in the incumbents. That's why I'm still saying most of the things they're doing at the coalition, like, they'll win. You guys will have to be more united than ever, and they seem divided right now to me. But then, we'll still be discussing that as time goes by. Me, I don't see it as genuine. You can let us know about your own view about this, but your own opinion. Do you feel it's genuine? Do you feel it's not genuine? Do you feel we need longer term in Nigeria than we have? Do you think we need more stability than we have? Or do you think the 4 years or the 8 year system we should continue with it? Well, it's still something that's going to be a conversation that we will keep discussing as time goes by. But before then, tomorrow is another day on Daybreak Africa. And yes, my name will still remain on the Joshua Deji.
And my name is Miracle Odunayo. Bye, guys.